Okay, so the problem tells us to assume that theta is an acute angle in a right triangle satisfying the given condition. So let's start by drawing a diagram. So we have a right triangle, right angle. Theta can be here or here, it doesn't matter, but we know it's one of the acute angles. So I'm going to label my theta down here in the lower left-hand corner. And we're told that sine theta is equal to 2/3. So they give us the value of one of the trig functions, and they want us to figure out the value of the other 5 trig functions. So what we can do is we can rely on what we know about sine. We know that sine theta is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. So that means that for our right triangle, if sine theta is 2/3, theta's opposite would have to be 2, and theta's hypotenuse would have to be 3. So then we can label theta's opposite 2, we can label the hypotenuse 3, and then we could use the Pythagorean theorem to find the adjacent. So we'll have 3 squared minus 2 squared. That's going to give us 5. We have to take the square root of that, so that means the adjacent would be equal to root 5. So then from there, we can go in and we can find the other trig function values. So cosine theta is going to be equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So cosine would be root 5 over 3. Then we know that tangent theta is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, 2 over root 5. We're going to rationalize that by multiplying by root 5 over root 5. Giving us 2 root 5 over 5 as our tangent value. Then we can find cosecant of theta. Cosecant is just the reciprocal of sine, so that would be 3 over 2. We can find the cosine of, not the cosine, we can find the secant of theta. Secant theta is the reciprocal of cosine, so that would be 3 over root 5. Again, we would need to rationalize that by multiplying by root 5 over root 5. Which is going to give us 3 root 5 over 5. And then we can find cotangent theta. Cotangent theta is going to be the reciprocal of tangent theta, so that would be root 5 over 2. So here we're able to find the other 5 trig function values, knowing one of the trig function values ratio of sides.